man, I just want to say thank you.
Where are
And
you located?
so I'm in Kentucky. I'm in the western part of Kentucky,
You used to play
about
basketball?
2 hours from Nashville. Yes, sir, I did. We'll have that conversation, but I ended up playing overseas. It's actually 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Yeah,
What
I
what
did that in
team did you play for
1904.
30 years ago?
So I was on a traveling team, but we played all over Brazil, Paraguay, Peru, Argentina, and Chile.
Cool. That
Yeah,
sounds exciting, man. You got some
yeah,
good
man, it's
stories on
super
there?
exciting for a 19-year-old. Yeah, I'll share more with you. So I'm
Uh,
gonna hide you real quick. The beauty of having live stream. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me again with Show Up to Win presents Show Up to Hill. I'm Mr. Show Up to Win, Dwayne Morton, and I have an amazing, exciting guest for you all. And he just so happens to have one of the top 25 podcasts in self improvement. So I'm going to bring him on, but I just want y'all to know how honored and privileged I am to have him. And so, Kelly, man, I appreciate you to make time for this, and I appreciate you to be the guy you are in men's mental health, and to have you being able to be on here is just amazing. And so I just want to read your bio, and I love to watch people kind of squirm when they listen to their bio. I mean, I think that's just been something that I've been able to see, but also I think it's just that receive part. So Kelly Siegel is the founder of Harder Than Life and the host of Harder Than Life podcast, a self improvement show built on truth, discipline, and lived proof. He's the Amazon best-selling author of Harder Than Life and its follow-up, Happier Than Life. He's also the CEO of National Technology Management, an AI-driven managed IT and cybersecurity company. Kelly grew up in chaos, violence, addiction, neglect, scarcity. He didn't numb it. He engineered his way out of it. Over 7 years sober and training daily, he's living proof that pain can be turned into discipline and discipline into freedom. He doesn't just sell hope, he sells proof. His message on man's mental health is simple: feelings follow actions, peace is built, not found, and healing without structure collapses. He teaches man how to stop surviving and start building a life they actually want to be inside of. For more mental fitness that moves the needle, subscribe to the Harder Than Life YouTube channel and tune into his Thursdays podcast.
It's good to be here, my friend. Thank you for having me. I would tell you that I didn't squirm a bit. I was very proud. It took a lot of introspection, a lot of shadow work, a lot of self awareness, and that's who I am. And it's I just want to pay it forward. I would take that hope. I'm a hope dealer. I used to be a dope dealer, and now I want to just help one person every day. So of course you call, I show up. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the one question that I want to start out with I've been starting out everyone is, what do you think that we're doing right in men's mental health, and what do you feel like that we've gotten completely wrong?
Ooh, those are great questions. Right on. What are we getting right? Let's start with what we got right. Is we've created a brother. We now have access to free mental health, free mentors now all over the internet. You go to the YouTube, we read it in my bio. Everybody is willing to help. You reach out to anybody and say you're struggling, and almost every one of them will respond and help you. So we have a brotherhood that is strong, and everybody will jump in. What are we getting wrong is we're still too machismo about it. We get our ego in the way, and we're not surrendering, letting go, letting God, and just allowing our feelings to flow through us and be vulnerable. And the biggest thing for men is just be scared and say it, and then hold space for each other. I just went through just one of the god awful therapy, and I had a group of people around me, names that you would know, that jumped in and didn't try to fix me. They just held space for me. So I watch it in action, and then I pay it forward as well. So good questions, and hopefully that was an answer that you liked.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that you did give me something that was right. I know that some of the people that we've had on so far were like, we getting everything wrong, and I was like, I think the brotherhood part is absolutely a thing because us as we grew up, and just the being like caveman, we were identified with our tribe. It's also what kept us safe and secure. So it makes sense that we need to start from that tribalism part to build that, and then that be the step that that's the foundation that we bring to that. So my next question for you is with the notoriety that you're having with your podcast and being someone who's forefront in the mental health space, do you feel an obligation? Because I know we talked, do you feel like an obligation, or do you feel like it's a duty, or do you feel like you're just paying it forward?
Obligation sounds different. Sounds negative to me. This is what I believe. I want to live in joy, peace, and in purpose. And my purpose constantly is to pay it forward and help the individual that I used to be. So I go first, leaders go first, and then I reach back and I help anybody and everybody. So there is no obligation that this is my calling, this is what I'm meant to do. If I could redo everything all over again, I probably wouldn't be in the IT business. I would just be in this personal development and helping people because it's my passion. So I'm going to keep growing and keep reaching back and helping people. And then what I love doing is getting into the mud with people and walking with them through the journey. I did it alone. I don't recommend it. I say I did it alone because I did it during the pandemic, which forced us to be alone, but probably expedited my healing. So no obligation. It is my calling. I freaking love it. And if there's anybody that's listening to this that thinks that they don't matter, reach out to me. I respond. As long as I'm still able, I will respond. If you're struggling, send me what you're struggling about and I will respond. I care deeply.
Yeah, I love that you care deeply. So one of the things is just how you grew up, and the 0 to 8 age means so much. Can you explain just the challenges that you went through, but then also the things that, looking back, that's what made you resilient?
Yeah. I have a new reframe. I believe everything that happened to me happened for me and was building me to, I think of it like a workout. Like my whole life was a workout. And it's getting me ready to be able to sit here on this show right now to pay it forward to somebody else. So everything was preparing me and training me. So all of the negativity that came from my stepfather, but the positive came from it too. He's the one that taught me to get up early, get to the gym early. He's the one that would beat on me and made me build this big physical body that allows me to turn heads when I walk into rooms. He's the one that told me I wouldn't amount to anything. So I built a massive AI cybersecurity firm. We're building the big podcast. So I weaponized all that negativity into positivity. And it just made me tougher than heck. It made me harder than life. Literally. That's why the name of it is. I'm harder than life. I can't be stopped. I won't be stopped. I'm the unstoppable force or the immovable object. And I'm just coming with all kinds of love and authenticity.
Yeah, so I absolutely love the reframe, and so for me is I believe it didn't happen to us. It didn't. It also, like, there's a level if it happened for us, but I think it also is the godly aspect when it happens through us, when we're going and facilitating the message that we learn. And so I want to thank my mentor Victoria Rader for telling me that, because it made me feel better about being able to be equipped with what I was looking to do. So
I want to jump in
the
there for
other
1
aspect
second.
is,
Let me jump in there
pardon.
because you said something very important I want your listeners to hear is through you. Most people hold on to that, and that's what keeps them stuck. You have to let the thoughts and feelings and the emotions and the trauma pass through you and fully integrate to your true authentic self. And that's what healing looks like. You're gripping so tight onto the past identity that isn't serving you, and that's what's causing the disease.
Yeah, I love it. And I know you're a big believer in, like, the body keeps the score and the energy healing and those type of things. And so can you tell me how you were introduced to that, and or but also how that also impacts you and gives you a different tool in your utility belt rather than just, hey, I'm going to go to the gym and pump iron. Like, you're also training your mind. I think so many other people miss the mind part and beside the physical part.
Yeah, you asked a bunch of different things, and I want to clear up some misnomers. The body keeps the score isn't about it's holding trauma in, and you having aches and pains for unresolved trauma. So, what I think the what you were saying was is my body speaks for me, and once you have physical fitness, mental fitness comes next. So I believe you look good, feel good, do good. And by going in and keeping the promise that I make to myself to be in shape, tremendous shape at 50 years old, by the way, that people are going to, I'm not selling a promise, I'm selling the proof. So people take me very seriously. But it's the one part of me that it's non-negotiable. And the funniest thing is when I was a dirtbag, I'd work out, and that was the one thing that kept me going every day, because it was like, all right, I worked out today, I'm good. I'm alive. So today it's the time, it's the 1 hour of the day that is 100% mine. So and it's the great thing when you go to the gym and you get a pump on, it's the only thing that you can get a glimpse of what you're going to look like, what your life is going to look like after, if you keep doing it, because you got that pump. So for me, it's just about doing hard things. And make no mistake about it, my friend, I work out probably harder than most bodybuilders. I have a trainer that works me, and I posted something. We were doing 150-pound dumbbells the other day. I am stronger than a bull. Make no mistake, I did all that to protect me, and now it's working for me. I worked out so my stepfather wouldn't beat on me anymore. And ultimately, he didn't when he couldn't be my spotter anymore. He couldn't lift the weights that I was lifting, and it protected me. So for years and years, this was my armor that protected me. Now I've put down the armor, and I'm using it for good and paying it forward. So what I tell anybody if they're in a funk is just, what do you do first? Whether it's just go to the gym. Go work out, man. If you don't like to work, just go walk on the treadmill at the gym. It'll change your mood. I have never seen anybody leave the gym grumpy.
Right. So one of the things is, and I think me and you, it's very similar, but it's also a little different. Is like, I feel like yours was chaos, addiction, abuse equaled transformation for you. For me, my adversity was survival, rebuilding my purpose. And so, what do you feel like with pain? Do you believe that it's a crutch at times, or do you believe it's a catalyst?
Pain is the portal. I unfortunately, and my coaches are trying to reframe me in this. Everything doesn't have to be hard, but until you're through and mostly healed, the pain is the portal. So you have to run into that pain. And then when you start healing, you realize nothing really needs to be painful if you just process it, integrate it, release it, and don't assign much meaning to it. So if you're struggling and you're avoiding pain by numbing and dumbing through, drinking, drugs, sex, scrolling, other people, you're just kicking the can down the street. So I know that if you stop those things, the pain will start, but that is literally the first step. That is the price to admission to become the new you. So whatever that vice is, whatever that crutch is, set it down and sit in your shit, sit in the pain, and you will get better. It will pass. It won't last forever. It will feel like it. You will feel like you want to die, but I'm telling you, that is the portal to the next level you.
Love it, man. So how big of a decision was the sobriety for you? So like, do you feel like that was your defining pivot moment?
Yeah, my mask and crutch. So before that, I was dabbling in personal development. I would read, I would journal. I went to therapy. I dabbled. And then the moment I was recognizing a pattern of love that kept repeating, and the one constant besides me was alcohol. I was meeting women in alcohol infused environments, and I said, I'm going to just try to take a break from this alcohol. And it wasn't I said, I'm just going to take a 90-day break. And I took a 90-day and I liked it. I went another 90 days and I said, I think I'm done drinking. And then once I said I'm done drinking, then the life started hitting me. I started feeling all the feelings, and then I realized why I drank. So the funny thing about these crutches is what I want to say. It's the symptom and not the disease. So what the disease was, what the underlying root was for me was I had shame and fear and victim mentality, where I just would run that on loop. And every time I would feel that, I would just start drinking. So, and that was happening subconsciously. I didn't even know, just super fast. And that happens to so many of us. And that's happening. And with today, with most of the states that have legalized cannabis, this is what you have. Everybody's is taking weed or taking cannabis. So why not you? No, sit in your feelings. Feeling is healing, and heal. You want better fruit? Heal the root. And usually it has something to do with unworthiness. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve this. And I'm a piece. For me, I thought I was a piece of shit because that's what I was told for years and years and years.
Wow. So one of the things is I feel like for me the healing happened more when I started being more of a leader. Like I always was a leader, but I always would fall back and be that part. I think the healing really helped me to become more into that purposeful leadership. And so I have an amazing father. So there's like that we don't have that parallel, but also know that you talk about your father and having that abuse that really kind of be that catalyst. And then one of the things about that healing though is it's also gives you a chance for legacy, and through your leadership. Can you kind of expand on that a little bit about how that healing is like actually moved into now your leadership into legacy?
Yeah, I'm going to take a step back and challenge you on this one a little bit, because I didn't heal and go through all this for anything other than to live a better life. I did not like the man in the mirror. I did not like, and anybody would have traded lives with me. Anybody. I had multiple houses, multiple cars, women, everybody wanted to be me. But me, I didn't want to be me. So I did it for a better life. And that's what you see a lot of people, they aren't even living. Most of us, I wasn't living. That wasn't living to me. This is living. So what the byproduct of healing is you become a better everything. I become a better father, a better leader, a better businessman, a better podcaster, a better friend, more compassionate, more kind, more understanding. So you heal yourself, you'll heal the world. So that's it, man. You want to live a better life? Go into the freaking darkest things, the thing that scares you the most.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love the way that you put that. I really appreciate you putting a different. So you had said that a lot of this happened during COVID. So you were isolated. Do you believe that isolation was similar to like the Batman movie where he went to the cave by himself? And we always see those hero arcs. For me, I'm a big the Denzel Washington movie, The Hurricane, really had a huge impact with me with solitude. And, I had 18 years of solitude pretty much. How much did did the solitude help you and impact you through COVID?
Well, I want to be very cognizant, whether you believe COVID happened or not. I'm just going to say it did, and I'm going to say that people died. There's people that have relatives and family that died. Whether you believe in the comorbidities or not, I don't want to get into that. So this is what I'm going to say. I believe that the pandemic happened for me, and had it not happened, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. It was at a pivotal point. I was 15 months into this, and I was feeling feelings that I didn't know what to do with. And that forced isolation, most will falter, and it made me go deeper. So whenever it's hard, I get harder. And it allowed me, and believe me, there were days that I keep a full bar. I could have freaking had drinks and nobody would have known. I would have known. So I declared war. So level one healing took place from 0 to 15 months. And then boom, the pandemic hit and I was tested. So in my book, I wrote about it. Not only did the pandemic happen on that day, I lost temporary custody of my daughter, who's my whole world. So I was really alone. And one of our largest customers left. So I had a lot of stress and I didn't know where we were getting paid, if we were going to get paid. I was alone, scared, afraid, and in feelings that I had never felt before in my life. So it was very difficult, but I like difficult. That gets my attention.
So I know you talk about different healing modalities you went through, like with different therapy. I know with EMDR, you're a huge believer in that. For me, hypnosis really helped me, and quantum healing, and then Reiki. Can you tell me how that journey was for you to get into MDR? If it was, from a talk therapist, or if it, what was your belief system in EMDR when it was presented to you, and then what's your belief system now?
Well, I believe that everybody is different. You did different modalities for different strokes for different folks. So what worked for me may not work for you, and what worked for you may not work for me. So my journey was very simple. This is what I would tell people. If you're with a therapist for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, some people 10 years, what are you doing? You're doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. What I loved about my talk therapist is he said, we hit a wall, and he literally fired me. And he said, there's nothing more. He said to me, you can keep coming to me. And I felt better when I'd leave, but I wasn't making any progress. So he said, I don't know what to do. He's like, we have to find another modality. And I ended up finding hypnotherapy. And he said, yes, go do that. And then I would check in with him. So, I was with my talk therapist. I at least understood the patterns. And then hypnotherapy helped me break some of the pattern. If anything, let's think of me as a big ice block, and I was just chipping away at it. Or heck, use an onion. There's layers to me. So the first layer was just realizing that I'm the freaking problem, but I'm also the solution. And then what do? So I started going down. And then when I did the hypnotherapy, I went, whoa, I feel like a layer was pulled off of my trauma. Then I did EMDR therapy. I did emotional intelligence coaching. I hired a coach and got into my emotional intelligence. Then I went to EMDR, and each one was chipping away. And then I've done all kinds of coaching, and I've done all kinds of reading. I've done plant medicine, and then most recently I did integrated family systems therapy, which absolutely ripped my whole identity and got to the very root of what has been holding me back. It was the single worst thing I've ever done in my entire life. I would not recommend it. But if you want to live a better life, that's what broke me loose. And at the end of the day, I'm grateful I did it. When I pay it forward to people, I just say, if you need me, I'll be here with you, because there's going to be points where you're going to break down.
That's amazing that you able to understand that they're going to need support right from the very beginning. So what was the 24 hours like of Kelly before he decided to start his journey into self-improvement?
Go back and look at my Facebook. It was the biggest. I was the biggest dude. Who do we watch now? I was the biggest party animal. I lived a life that was just, it was fun. Like, I'd wake up, hit the gym, go to my office, and all day long planning the party that night. And it would be, I had a personal driver, so people would jump in my car. It would be just a mobile party every single day. And I just had a blast. I would go from one concert to a party I remember one night hitting 2 different playoff games. I'm from Detroit. And then back in the day, the Pistons and the Red Wings were always in the playoffs, and we would go to each game. Just if there was a party, I was there. I lived the bachelor lifestyle that everybody in the world would love to, but it wasn't sustainable, man. We were running way too hard, way too wide open, and my body couldn't take it. That's where the body keeps the score. And
Right.
we were running wide open, and at some point, either I was going to have a heart attack, my liver was going to give out, some jealous boyfriend or husband was going to kill me. The good news is I didn't drink and drive, so I had a driver for that, which was just a disaster. So that's what the life looked like. It was a blast. It looked like I was the happiest man on the planet. But I would look at myself in the mirror, even while I was having fun, and going, "You're better than this, Kelly Siegel." My skin was all blotchy from the alcohol. I was puffy. The women I was around were just empty and shallow. My friends were just party buddies. Sure, it was fun. I did it for 25 years, and I'm much happier. I'll tell you my last night. I flew from Detroit to Florida. I landed in here. I ordered a bunch of freaking fruit. I grabbed a cigar. I went on my balcony, and I just sat there and was gratitude. Best freaking night. And went to sleep. I read and then went to sleep. Best night. Best day.
Right. It's amazing. So I just wanted to say I'm proud of you for being able to take that last 24 hours, wake up and just decide, hey, I want to change. There's so many other people that. So this is just a 30-minute show, but I wanted to ask this question. If you could go back and talk to your younger self, like at 8 years old, and just say, hey, this is your life now, what would that young Kelly say if you said, hey, this is my life now?
Well, he would be very proud of me. But I think what you were asking me is what would I say to him? And I would say to him, enjoy the ride. It's going to be tough, but you're tougher. And this is all a lesson, and you're going to end up in a great, great place of helping millions and millions of people. And he would be so proud of me, because I thought about him a lot when I was partying and drinking, and he would have been embarrassed, and he was embarrassed. And now I'm proud. I'm proud that I've done the work. I'm proud that I'm paying it forward. I'm proud that I didn't give up when there were many, many, many opportunities. I was looking at my journal prompts from March and April of this year, and I went 15 straight days of anxiety. So it's not easy. It just depends on how hard your childhood trauma that what you have trying to overcome is. But my calling is high, my ceiling is high, so the work's going to be high. And I'm just the man that can, and I will. So he'll be very proud of me. Very, very, very proud of me, because I'm very proud of me.
Love that. So Kelly, tell people where to find you, where they can reach out and for mentorship. And
we hang out mostly on Instagram, kelly.siegel.71, but our YouTube is blowing up. So please give us a subscribe on the YouTube channel. It's at Harder Than Life, and that's growing faster than can be. And please tune into the show Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays are interviews. Thursdays are my solo pay it forward, kind of tell you exactly what we just went through here. And oh yeah, and we're now gonna be doing some Q&A. Sorry, my producer's here, so he was reminding me what to say. We're gonna do Q&As. So if anybody has any specific questions, you can email them to me, kelly@harderthanlife.com, or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Sometimes it gets finagly where if you're not a follower, it doesn't come through. So email is an easy way to get a hold of me, kelly@harderthanlife.com, and we're gonna start hoarding those questions and doing them on the show. So give us a follow. It's all for you. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. Let me help you.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's a great quote of saying that. So man, I appreciate you so much for coming on here and, celebrating this 30 for 30 podcast with 30, for 30 days. And, I guess I'm just kind of crazy enough to do this. So
I think it's awesome.
But it's really,
I appreciate you very much. We have to run. We got up against it, and I really am honored. I'll be watching all month. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And so everyone, I appreciate y'all so much. This is Show Up to Win, presents Show Up to Will. Show Up to Hill. Thanks.